rock and roll meant was real. Everything else was unreal. To me, it got through. It was the only thing to get through to me out of all the things that were happening when I was 15.
You women have heard of jalopies, you heard the noise they make, but let me introduce my new Rocket 88. Yes, it's straight, just one way. Everybody likes my Rocket 88. Baby, we'll ride in style, moving all along. Well, that's all right, mama, that's all right for you.
You can't imagine a time when rock and roll was only one of the musics.
Julie, that's all right. Other love have I.
Whatever record was being played, you'd try and listen to it. You know, you couldn't even get a cup of sugar, let alone a rock and roll record.
You made me cry.
There was no such thing as an English record. You know. I think the first English record that was anywhere near anything was Move It by Cliff Richard. And before that, there'd been nothing.
I must take a trip to California.
You'd listen to whatever was on the radio because the radio was the main thing in those days.
Gonna tell Aunt Mary about the joint. He claimed he has the music, but he having a lot of fun, oh baby.
I was listening to a lot of country and western then. Skiffle was coming through.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone?
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well,
There were lots of people coming up then, and one of them was Buddy Holly. We loved his vocal sound and we loved his guitar playing. But most of all, I think, was the fact that he actually wrote the stuff himself. That's what turned us on.
When I went to art school, I was at art school for 5 years. When I went to, this was sort of college, I went in there, they would only allow jazz to be played. You know, they wouldn't allow rock and roll in, it was frowned upon those days. So we had to con them into letting us play rock and roll there on the record player by calling it blues, you know.
As I became a teenager, I was about 12 or 13 when I first heard Fats Domino. I'm in Love Again. That was the first, I think, what I would call the first rock and roll record I ever heard.
Even Bill Haley was around then.
I remember being in school when I was a kid, and somebody had a picture in one of the musical papers of Elvis. I think it was an advert for Heartbreak Hotel. And I just looked at it and just thought, he's just so good looking. He just looked perfect.
When I was 16, Elvis is what was happening. A guy with long greasy hair, wiggling his ass and singing Hound Dog and That's All Right Mama on those early Sun records, which I think are his great period.
That's him. That is the guru we have been waiting for. The Messiah has arrived.
you ain't nothing but
One of our favourite records around that time was one called Searching by the Coasters.
We got to hear people like Big Bill Brunsey. I think he might have even done a tour of England.
Why did you trade heaven just for these earthly things? Why did you lose your little hello? Baby, why'd you drop your wings?
I was a big fan of his and actually Frankie Lane.
Every pair of eyes, rabbit's paradise, deceiving me, grieving me, leaving me blue. Jezebel, it was you.
you know, all those train songs and, you know, Rock Island Line and all that stuff.
Well, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. Well, the Rock Island Line is the road to ride. Yeah, the Rock Island Line is a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like a funny. Get your ticket at the station on the Rock Island Line. Well, I may be right, I may be wrong. I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Suddenly here was a rock and roll hero who had glasses.
I love you, Peggy Sue, with my love so rare and true. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue, well, I love you, gal. I want you, Peggy Sue.
The first music I can remember hearing as guitar-oriented music was Jimmy Rogers, the singing brakeman.
D for Texas, D for Tennessee. D for Texas, D for Tennessee. T for Selma, that gal that made a red of me.
I had no idea about doing music as a way of life until rock and roll hit me, and then when rock and roll hit me, that changed my whole life.